the association has mobilized such a large membership. I think it's a tribute both to the promoters of the association as well as a recognition of the vast untapped potential in India-Ireland business relations. Of course, we've had a number of Irish companies that have entered India in recent years. Many of them are represented here. You have CRH, you have HKR Architects, you have Quinn Property, Icon Laboratories, and many, many more actually. And similarly, there are many more Indian companies that have recently come in here. Again, quite a few of them are represented here. You have Wockhardt, you have Reliance, you have Crompton Greaves, and a number of others. And there are many more, I think, which are at the moment on the verge of entering Ireland. And I can see that, this is something that's building still. The number of business visa applications in my embassy has increased considerably this year, which shows a trend as well. If you look at trade and investment, the exchanges between the two countries in recent years, it has seen a significant increase in momentum. The bilateral trade is small, but has grown very rapidly. In 2007, we reached nearly €500 million in trade turnover. It dipped a little bit in 2008, but in 2009, the figures have shown a very healthy upswing, and we hope by the end of this year to have crossed the €500 million mark in trade. And I think the good thing about this is that it's showing an increase in both Irish exports to India as well as Indian exports to Ireland. What's important as well from an Irish business point of view is the growth sectors. Manufacturing grew by something like 9%, I think, over this period. The services growth, and the services growth particularly in finance, insurance, real estate and business services, it expanded by 7.7%, an area of great interest to Irish business. The construction sector grew by 6.7%. So the opportunities for Irish business, therefore, are obvious, because the Indian market is, in fact, growing in precisely the sectors that Irish business has faced problems in the recent past. Two things which I have got into the habit of mentioning in recent times. One is the opportunity in infrastructure in India. We have huge governmental plans for investment in infrastructure, which includes construction of something like 7,000 kilometers of road over the next 5 years. It's doubling of the port capacity to 1,500 million tons, development of 35 new airports, upgradation of 300 airports, and new power generation capacity of 70,000 megawatts. These are big numbers, and I think there's scope here for Irish business. It's obvious. The other aspect, which is probably not quite as well grasped in Ireland, is the scope for Indian investments. In recent years, a number of cash-rich Indian companies have moved abroad for investment, and by some estimates, the Indian investment in Europe just over the last 2 years is something in the region of $33 billion. I think with the natural advantages that Ireland offers, English speaking, low corporate taxation, etc., 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 you know it. I think many more Indian companies should be attracted to Ireland if we can bridge the awareness gap. The only thing I would like to add is that the Indian Embassy is happy to continue to support the IIBA. It's happy to continue to support Irish businesses wanting to establish themselves in India. We're happy to extend whatever support we can do in terms of information, in terms of other support. We have a new commercial councillor, Mr. Ramamurthy, who's the Deputy Head of Mission. He deals with commercial and economic matters, and will be very happy to be of assistance to you whenever you require. Thank you very much.